Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to run a Python file or Python script by reboot. So why do we want to run a Python file right when we reboot the Pi or right when the Pi is powered in? Well, the reason why is because in order to run a lot of Python files, for example, we go to the command terminal, we cd into the necessary necessary folders, and then we write Python 3, execute this Python file. And in order for that to happen, we need a monitor, we need a mouse, we need a keyboard. But what if we're in a place like a car where we don't need all these, and we don't necessarily need, and we don't have the space for all these necessary peripherals? That's why we have to and we should consider running these files on startup. So today I'm going to show you how to do this, how to do that exactly. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to your folder. So for you, it should look something like this. But we want to now we want to show hidden. So we want to show the hidden folders. Then we want to go to .config, and right now you should not have a file called autostart. So at .config there shouldn't be an autostart file. So I just created a file called autostart. So just write new folder, autostart, okay, and then yeah, I just created it as well. And then you have to create a new file. So new file. It can be called anything. It can be called hi, it can be whatever. Just make sure that it has an end called .desktop. So yeah, just make sure it's called .desktop. So let's open this file and see what it contains. So the first thing it has is it just really needs two necessary lines. So the two lines it needs is it first needs desktop kind of entry. Then it needs the kind of command that it must run. So right now we're trying to run this .sh, this bash shell script. So let me show you what the onReboot.sh is. So let me find it. It is in down here. It's in Pi. Okay, well this will not go down, thank you. So it is in onReboot, and you can just edit it with any text editor. And you can also create a .sh or a shell file with just a text editor. So just open Pi, go to where was it? It was, yeah, go to accessories and then just type in text editor and then just save it as a .sh file. So in this .sh file, you have to include this directory, the bin bash, and then you just do source. So what you're doing is you're just activating your virtual environments. So right now, I'm telling you how to run a program from startup, a Python file from startup. It requires a virtual environment, and it was extremely difficult to, and even online, there isn't a lot of instructions about how to run something from startup with a virtual environment. So this is kind of new. So the first thing you want to do is you want source and then bin activate. So this looks very similar to how we just activate our virtual environments, but the only difference is we just include the complete path of the folder of our virtual environments. So the next thing we want to do is we want to cd. So we want to move into the folder that contains the file that we are trying to run from startup. So that's the drowsiness detector. Then once we're in that folder, we just Python 3 and then new main. We execute the file. Okay, so right now I've taught you guys how to auto start a file that requires us to first access a virtual environment. But what if we have all the necessary libraries installed outside of a virtual environment? So in this case, if we were to run a program that doesn't need to access a virtual environment, I'll show you how that works. So it's much easier. So same thing, show hidden files, config, auto starts. So let's create a new file. It can be called anything. So let's call it auto whatever. Let's call it auto dot desktop. So it can be any file, it just has to be the dot desktop, okay? So open it with a text editor. So the same thing, desktop entry, then exec, and then we want to write Python 3, and then the path. So I actually just created just very fast. I created just a file that should run. Just should display a button. So yeah, just kind of test out whether or not it works. So file, save. So now I'm going to reboot my Pi, and both of them should run. So as you can see, both of them are running at the same time.